With that, I'm going to actually hand this over now to Jason. Jason Green, you have a great last name for somebody working in the energy efficiency.
Yeah, it works well.
Yeah, you didn't make that up, right? You didn't change it.
No, but the funny thing is before I live in Colorado, of course, marijuana is a big thing here, and I worked in the marijuana industry before I worked in this, so it worked well for both.
Green, yeah.
So yeah, green,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay, well, go ahead and take it away. Thank you
All right.
for joining us.
Okay. So I'm Jason Green, and thanks for inviting me to this evening's presentation. I'm an energy advisor for BayREN Home Plus, and I'll get into what we do a bit as I go through this. But the two primary things is we have free and unlimited energy advising, and we have incentives that are available for different types of upgrades. Incentives are funded by PG&E, and that's required by the state, as do most states for most programs like our own anywhere in the country. So utility companies, public utilities, sometimes cities, counties, or CCAs may have their own rebate programs, but for the majority of them across the country, they run like ours, or we run like theirs. So how it works out is tonight I'm going to go over basically what I would go over with a homeowner with more education tonight, but basically everything that surrounds options that are cost effective, that have the highest ROI, so return on investment, and things that we want people to realize is that they always say, well, I don't, what's my return on investment on this new furnace? And we say, well, what's that ROI on your new $4,000 television set? There's a lot of things that are great investments in a house, and there's some things that aren't very good. So, but for the things that we focus on is mainly about trying to retain energy, sustain temperatures, live how you want to live, instead of probably experiencing things that you do right now. So I'm going to give you a little introduction here to BayREN, and I think I've got, there we go, first time I've used this control. Okay, oh, back one. So again, introduction to BayREN Home Plus, free and unlimited energy advising and energy incentives, and I'll get into that. Let's see here. We are Bay Area Regional Energy Network. We're the BayREN Home Plus is residential, so that's all we focus on. Collaboration of the 9 Bay Area counties. I know that you guys are mostly San Mateo, so I'll be focusing on that more. Funded by ratepayer dollars, overseen by the California Public Utility Commission, CPUC. So the different counties will invest in BayREN, and then again, the incentives mostly come from PG&E funding. And energy efficiency programs, including single family, multifamily, and small and medium businesses. So education fits in there somewhere, nonprofits, and medical needs. And so this is so nice. I don't have to say next slide. That's so cool. So let's see here. Got to make sure I didn't double click. Yes. So this kind of just is a real quick deal. I'll share this presentation with anyone that would like it later on, or if you guys can share it. But our information, bottom footer here, the primary things that we do: free and unlimited energy advising, upgrade incentives. The incentives are only available when homeowners utilize one or more participating contractors. They take care of the submission of the rebates, any kind of pre-testing that might be, or post-testing that might be required. They submit all that data. And then typically when COVID's not happening, or we're having a huge rush like we are now, rebate returns are usually 1 to 2 weeks, whereas right now they're 4 to 8 weeks for return. So that's a primary thing there. The online home evaluation, if you're not really sure where to start, or if you've got a property, or you've got tenants even that are complaining about things, you could have them sign up for a free energy efficiency kit. They'll get light bulbs, water saving devices, and a power strip. And we're going to be changing that up for 2022. So it can help them out a little bit, or maybe you can gift it to them or something if you have tenants or something, but it's something to think about, or even for yourself. Let's see here. And then what we do for, this is touchy. So BayREN Home Plus free energy advising. We produce, or we provide, unbiased expert, well-versed in energy efficiency. So we try to, any questions that come up from homeowners, we try to find answers for. We often say, I've been doing this for 6 years, I'll often say, I don't have an answer for that. I'm gonna have to check in with my engineers or my team or our contacts, and I'll get back to you. And that is our job. Once someone connects with me, John Doe calls, I'm gonna work with John Doe for the next 5 years. As long as I'm here, they can call back, always email me, always call me, and I'm their contact. So there's not juggling between people. We have analysis and explanation of energy data usage. So you can have maybe done a home energy kit or a survey, share your data from PG&E, and we can look at that data. We can look at your usage and get a pretty good idea where the majority of it is going to if you're perplexed as to why you have high energy bills. Development of energy action plans, that's after we speak to you. Might be a half hour long, hour long. We'll have a pretty good idea of what direction to point you in. So we typically say air sealing, tightening of the house, retain energy, insulating the home, sustaining temperature, replacing of water heater or HVAC equipment, ductwork, or there's a number of other things you might be considering that we can help push you in those direction and paths. Estimate or bid reviews, we go a little above and beyond that. If you're doing a remodel and you have plans from an architect or something you've submitted to permits, we're happy to look through those. We'll look at material lists, permit lists, anything that might be, again, questioning you or wondering if there's anything you could do that's different. We have definitely plans that come to us from, kind of spec homes that aren't really focused on efficiency. And we'll say, well, these are the different things while you're building it. Try to put a little more money here and there and don't worry about this or that. So we'll definitely try to help people however we can. And unlimited support and guidance, like I said, you can request help from me or any of us. Will help you for 5 minutes or an hour or two, and then you might not reach out for several months again or for several years. So that's fine. So that's the basis of our energy advising. Here is a list of incentives we have, and I won't go through all of them because you can just look at it later. But the primary sections we have are operations and maintenance measures. So thermostat, duct sealing, duct replacement, building shell measures, that's going to retain energy. That's going to be attic insulation, wall insulation, water heater measures. The little lightning bolt there is electrification rebates that we have. So we are offering rebates $1,000 or $800 that allows someone to go from a gas device and into a heat pump device, essentially. But we don't support electric resistance. So we can get into that if anyone has any questions, because it's very, very cost inefficient. Better for the environment, but not very cost worthy for homeowners. Heating and cooling measures, someone can switch from gas or keep gas, go to gas is something more efficient. They can switch from gas to electric. We have support for rebates for, say, someone has a floor furnace or a wall furnace and they need to replace that. They can install a ductless mini split. So then they would gain cooling in that fact. And mini split systems are something that have multiple zones. So if you've got, again, an Eichler or a Leichler, or you've got an Old Queen Victorian or American bungalow, open or closed floor plan, mini splits are awesome. There's just so many different varieties and combinations to kind of incorporate into your home, and usually about the same cost to replace an HVAC system with ductwork. And then there's bonus rebates, and you guys can look through those, but that's just combinations of adding one thing to the other. It kind of covers, if you air seal your house and tighten it enough, there's a bonus for that. So little things. And oh, this is not labeled correctly here. Oh, sorry. Building measures here. This should say electrification. So induction electric range. That's kind of neat. If you have a gas range, gas cooktop, we will give a $300 rebate if someone installs an induction cooktop or induction range. So again, that can be great for property owners, for safety. If you've got kids around the house, inductions are way safer. They don't get hot to the touch. Your appliances or your cookware will, but the surface of them are pretty nice, and they don't have the same dangers as other things do. And then there's a heat pump clothes dryer. I've heard they're magical, but whatever you do, if you're interested, don't get one that has a well that you have to empty manually. The major complaint is to get a heat pump dryer that drains into the washing machine next to it or under it or beside it, so that you don't have to have a smelly reservoir collecting water. Otherwise, Miele is a big name, Bosch is a big name, Whirlpool. There's GE, there's probably a dozen or more manufacturers of ventless heat pump clothes dryers. So again, we can help you out with any of these kind of questions you might have by calling us or reaching out to us. We're about 24-hour or less to respond. And this kind of is just a quick overview here. BayREN Home Plus offers incentives for efficiency upgrades when homeowners utilize one or more of our participating contractors. There's a link here to find a contractor. We're ashamed of it. It's a horrible tool. If you have a problem finding a contractor, reach out to us. Good chance they're not on there right now. So we're getting a new website. So, but that's something you could look your county, but if you look at multiple options, it just keeps adding and adding and adding contractors. This goes more into detail about, the requirements and such.